This is one of those free choice ones from Paul. Thank you so much, Paul, that you let me do this one. It's the 1911's Billy, something I've wanted to do for a long time.
This is Living Room Requests, only
Decades. Beholding me a maiden who is feeling sad, yearning for a wedding day. It's all because I love a man, I feel so bad now that he has gone away. Though I have his picture near, it can't love and call me dear. So I confess I'm hungry for some real life love. How I wish that Bill were here. For when I walk, I always walk with Billy, 'cause Billy knows just where to walk. And when I talk, I always talk with Billy, 'cause Billy knows just how to talk. And when I dine, I always dine with Billy. He takes me where I get my fill. And when I sleep, I always dream of Bill. It seems somehow each man I meet makes eyes at me, but it only makes me blue. And though each day a lot of handsome chaps I see, to my sweetheart I'll be true. I have kissed his picture till it no longer looks like Bill. If he knew what was waiting for him, he'd come home. Then my heart with joy he'd fill. For when I walk, I always walk with Billy, 'cause Billy knows just where to walk. And when I talk, I always talk with Billy, 'cause Billy knows just how to talk. And when I dine, I always dine with Billy. He takes me where I get my fill. And when I sleep, I always dream of Bill. For when I walk, I always walk with Billy, 'cause Billy knows just where to walk. And when I talk, I always talk with Billy, 'cause Billy knows just how to talk. And when I dine, I always dine with Billy. He takes me where I get my fill. And when I sleep, I always dream of Bill. I've had that one since I was 13. 13. I really liked it.
We have played it a couple of times in
Back
real
in the-
life,
we
but you
have.
didn't introduce it until about 2 or 3 years ago at the most, 4 maybe.
I have
you
a
kept
specific
You kept it
under
specifically.
wraps. Yeah, that's right. That's
You
right.
said, and now it's time to reveal Billy.
Billy, after years and years, it's been years. I mean, really, I had the piece of shit back in the days when I lived at my parents' place. There was a sort of baby grand made in Korea, and and I'd take a big stack of music I'd collected, and I'd have 3 piles. One was excellent, fabulous. Another one was kind of good, maybe really good, I don't know, maybe bad, I don't know, and then another one was no. And this one was in the really, really, really good right away. And I loved it. And I mean, I memorized it. I had this idea, laugh because this was the idea. I thought,
No.
I'm going to save up, going to go to England where they appreciate old songs because it's the old world. And I'm going to take all my songs there and I'm going to be an Edwardian songstress for hire. Of course, you know, and I thought there'd be all sorts of, this was even before things like Downton Abbey made the world think that Britain was a place it really isn't. But even so, it's been a myth that's been pretty easily perpetuated for years. Perpetuated?
I think they know.
Perpetuated, all of it continued. Anyway, so yeah. So I did, when I came over in 2000, I did bring along a sheaf of songs, and you can tell them in my collection now because they are North American photocopy size, which is 8.5 by 11 rather than the A4 size, which is taller and narrower. And they're kind of fat and friendly looking sheets of paper. And usually with sellotape that has now yellowed and falling off. It's been that long. Sic transit gloria sellotape. And so I found that England wasn't like that at all. In fact, it was, if anything, much more modern than the New World. Much more modern. I mean, back before I left, people were still, like, I'd still do concerts. And I'd do After the Ball Is Over, all 3 verses, and people be hanging on every word. That was what Canada was when I left, and I came to England, and England was like, yeah, we got this thing called the pop phenomenon, where something's popular for like a month, and then it's the next thing. Something doesn't happen in North America. Anyway, nobody was interested. They sat, tape yellowed, and then I found Matt, and then eventually we get through all these things, and eventually
there's a lot of songs.
There's a lot of songs. So we got to Billy a couple of months ago, and then Paul came through with the whole, here's some money for free requests, so like free choice requests. So this one came out. Actually, Matt really likes it. And this is his 1911.
It's very characteristic the way that there's a lot of characteristics about Kendis and Paley who composed this.
James Kendis, James Paley did the music.
They were 2 composers, but the words are by somebody else. So they're joint composers. The words are Joe Goodwin on this one. They also had their own publishing company.
Those were the days.
On Broadway in New York. And that was their thing. And so they just got it out. And it's very pianistic the way that the sheet music's published. It's very like people played ragtime piano. And it's quite hard to get on the guitar.
You manage it very well to make it sound idiomatic.
One of the things that sounds incredibly like the 1900s and 1910 studio recordings is to not have the melody as the highest voice. So you'll hear, for example,
he sticks it in the middle.
Yeah, you'll hear
how he does that with all these. Sorry.
You'll hear the trumpet playing the melody or something, and then you'll hear a clarinet actually above that. So I tried to do it on the guitar. And then it goes. Then the melody goes up.
You get melodies, you get counter melodies, you get bass, and you get strumming. All within the one man. I like to play with a plectrum,
as you all know.
Amazing.
So I try to put it in
specific.
Very rare to try and get somebody to play the guitar like that.
Very
more
rare.
Likely just going to get
rare.
it. They're going to play with their fingers.
He's just stating facts. So yeah, Billy. It's dedicated to our friend Billy Single Clifford. A bit of a lad was Billy Single Clifford. So, you know, this is about the girls that whose hearts he breaks. I like the line, I have kissed his picture till it no longer looks like Bill. Basically, she's slobbered all over.
I like the way that...
Colors have run.
I like the way that it's
sepia.
A song from one of the ladies' perspectives. I mean, that's not to say... I don't know, what is the... Out of all the popular songs from 1907, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, what is the frequency rate there from a man's perspective?
Oh, yeah.
It has to be at least 70%.
This is for sure.
No?
Yeah.
Popular songs, not musicals.
No, quite a number from female.
Fair enough. I'd say it's definitely
I like that one from a woman. Oh, gosh, what's it called? I Wouldn't Would You. It's really good. I Wouldn't Would You. I'd love to do that one. Maybe we should do that one. But notably, the song's publication year and Matt's guitar manufacturer are the same.
Yay.
1911, everybody!
I suppose for a thumbnail.
If I was 1911, I would be very, very narrow, with a massive hat Like the hat would be touching Matt here.
Oh, definitely. I'd have to be here.
Huge. It was
if you were wealthy enough.
The emphasis was up there, and then everything else was just a straight line, more or less.
Yeah, and I think we're inferring that every single person who had access to learn to read sheet music and play the piano at home was really wealthy, which isn't strictly true.
Not at all. Not at all. You could get pianos with
people who
mass production of pianos.
Some people who are very, very poor and sorry, not very poor, but poor and by modern standards rather uneducated could still play music and read it.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's great fun. So Candice and Paley, they also wrote Won't You Fondle Me? If anybody wants that, you go to www.patriciahammond.com/requests. No, patriciahammond.com/requests, right?
Yes, indeed.
Good Lord.
You can also email if you like Patricia Hammond
£40 you can have Won't You Fondle Me
at gmail.com. That's a
Will
bit.
You fondle me?
It's a bit. There's a few like that.
They've done a few because when you got a publishing house, what do you want to do? You want to churn them out, sell them. It's got a good cover. So yeah.
This was sung later in the mid 1950s as
well.
Was
it revived?
Yeah, it's quite a famous record.
Is there?
Quite a well-known. Oh God, can't go quick enough yet. That would be Kathleen Linton, I think, or one of those. Kathleen Linton. Yeah, there's somebody more famous than that.
When I walk, I always walk with, and it would be like 1960s.
Oh, hold the phone. Re-record the whole video. Ella Fitzgerald did it throughout the 50s and 60s. Several recordings.
Oh my God, the same one. You sure? The same one?
The same song, yeah.
Didn't know that. There you go. This is called Researching Live, or what do you call it? Live fact checking. This is a thing that is of our time. As much as, that configuration and voicing is of its time. Live fact checking is our time.
Because of the copyright.
Billy knows just how to talk. Oh, yeah. She's great.
That's a bit earlier.
Nothing against her. She is absolutely great. But when I was growing up, I couldn't stand that.
All I'm saying is, it's not like this song is not known.
No, that's absolutely true. But I could never understand the business of either in early music or in jazz ornamenting a word like two. But I suppose it
comes from instrumental ornamentation, basically.
No, I think it comes from intent too, because people can emphasize a word like that.
How to talk.
How to talk, yeah.
Now that is interesting.
It can be, but you've got to feel it first. You can't just go, let's just do that for random. That's the thing.
She has a very homogeneous style, doesn't she?
She has a style that is uniquely her, but it was ruined for me because I went to a jazz college. Well, it was a college for music, but the speciality that it had was jazz. Even though I wasn't in the jazz department, I saw a lot of jazz singers, and they all imitated her. So they imitated the outward manifestation of Ella Fitzgerald, not the prompt that brings the manifestation.
Oh my goodness! I mean,
this is what we were talking about the other day.
Well, we could talk about this all day.
Architectural
because it is
facadism.
So relevant.
You see architectural facadism all the time. People go like, "Oh, the high street looks so lovely with that old building, even though it's rotting behind, and we want to completely rebuild it. We want to knock it down." And then the council says, "No, it looks pretty." So they put up these supports, these iron trusses to keep, like flying buttresses, modern version, to keep that facade up, while meanwhile behind it there's nothing, and then they build something totally new and ugly, but they keep that facade. And that's the same with a lot of people who study singers and their outward affect without doing anything to get to that bit. You got to get to it through,
And they do it with instrumental music, particularly within jazz.
I never even thought of that.
I could do 25 minutes on that.
Oh boy. Yes. Well, no, actually, I would listen to that. I'd listen to all 25 minutes. I'd listen to an hour of that, actually, to be honest. Why don't you do
it's no one's fault.
Sit down
it's
headphones.
It's sort of happened by circumstance.
No, it's not. I don't blame anybody, because of course you want to do the thing, don't you? So you do the thing.
Well, this is one of my things that I really like doing. Because, I've listened to a lot of 1900 and 1910s records, and that's the style that I want to copy.
I can
tell you now, if it were so that many people other would, I would still do it.
Yeah.
Because I like that.
Absolutely. Well, we had to wait till we had a free request in order to get Billy. So thank you, Paul, for that. Was wonderful. Well, probably the next one will probably also be 1910s, to be quite honest.
It's okay. It's
people
free.
ain't asking for it.
It's free. And that's what
We
he
are.
likes. Right.
No, we love it.
Got
We
to
love
practice
it.
more
Thank
songs now.
you.
See you later. Thanks so much.
Boy, it's so much more well known than I knew.
See you on the next
Amazing.
one. Bye-bye.